What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The 17th of December. We're going to take a look at a couple different markets here this morning. We'll XRP Bitcoin drop into Casper and maybe a couple others there. We'll see what kind of time we got here. So XRP, not much going on this Sunday morning. Things are quiet. The XRP USD chart, Bitstamp is the data. We're trading at 61558, 61.5 cents. Basically, we are sitting in between two levels here, 61.060 as well as 63.120 is our two levels above and below the market. So if I zoom in on this chart here, you could see the two levels I'm talking about are this white line on the chart, which is the 63.120, as well as the one below the market, which is 61.060. So we're kind of just stuck. We have a overhead resistance and a lower support lever. So we're just ping-ponging in between that right now. We'll see. Markets are consolidating. If I had to take a random guess, guys, the stock market, the S&Ps, pretty much overbought. And saying that, the reason why I mentioned that is if those markets roll over, we could see a fuel higher for cryptocurrencies. So there's no guarantee that'll happen, and there's also no guarantee that if the stock market starts to cool off a bit, that the crypto also won't cool off. So I'm talking with the idea of the inverse correlation. So we'll have to see. It doesn't always work like that, but a lot of the times it does. So really not too much going on here for XRP. Just continues to consolidate and put in lower lows. So we have a major low that took place right here, higher low, excuse me, the 13th of November. We have another a lower high. That's what I meant to say back here. Lower high back here. And then also on the 9th of December, as well as back here in let's see, that was July. That was a lower high. What I mean by lower high is, let's take a look back here, is we have higher highs across the board. Looking back in time here, we have a higher high, then we lower high, lower high, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So we are consolidating. The apex of this pattern goes all the way into 2025. So we'll have to see if time plays out. If so, we got a while to go. We are in the end of 23, so we got over a year to go, assuming that plays out. Let's take a look over at Bitcoin. So that's, by the way, there's not too much to say there on XRP, unfortunately, is what it is. Take a look at Bitcoin. What's going on with the BTC? We will fix this chart. Hope everybody is well, ready for the holidays. Thanks to all of the new subscribers. Also, appreciate you guys. So, consolidating, we talked about this in the last video briefly. This could just be nothing more than a light pullback, and this arrow is on the chart because that's what we could be in for right there, is a big blast to the upside. Doesn't mean we won't go down and retest 38,601 first. That was a big, big level to break. But these markets so far are pretty controlled to the downside. Doesn't mean it's going to hold, of course. You got to be nimble if you're going to be a trader. Anyways, long term, a little bit different outlook on the markets. Also, the pullback, just in time. There's a lot of overhead resistance. So to see a market pull up into that zone and pause for a bit before continuing higher, very normal. There's a lot of baggage over the Bitcoin market. Way, way above the market, 73,494. That's target. Way up there, but there's a good chance that we'll hit into the mid to low 60s first, take a pause, and then head higher. Now, that's assuming that the trend does continue to the upside. So far, we have our high in place, and we're pulling back. Going back to what I just talked about in XRP, if the stock market's going to cool off a bit, it's very overbought, especially the S&Ps, then we could see some fuel come back into Bitcoin, which would fuel most of, if not all of, the crypto market. And this Bitcoin pullback will start to resume to the upside as the stock market rolls over. Of course, that's all speculation. We'll have to see what happens real time starting tonight in the stock market futures, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The NASDAQ is starting to move up again, but the S&Ps have already made their move, and it looks like they're cooling off. But the trend is very strong, so we'll have to see what happens there. Let's take a look at Casper, see if we have anything going on here. Let's see. Let's go to this chart, I believe it is. So this chart is all marked up. I have not looked at it since the last video. So let me see if I can clean this up for you. Casper is currently down 2.26%. So that's unfortunate for the Casper holders on this Sunday. But hey, markets move. They move up. They move down. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me clean this up. I have not looked at this since the last video. So real quick, just from a stepped out view here, I am not a Casper holder, so keep that in mind. I used to hold it, don't hold it at this time anyways. We could see a pullback back to this breakout zone, so you could call that like the 389 level, 39 level, give or take. And we are currently at the 40, so big breakout. All these got a lot of lower highs here, not all of them, but a lot of lower highs, at least the candle wick, the candle wicks. So we could see a pullback to this area, and that would be what was once resistance, broke out, and is getting flipped into support. So let me draw that on the chart real quick here. So this, like I said, resistance got broke out right here. Markets are pulling back, turning this area potentially into a floor of support before perhaps continuing its uptrend. So we'll have to see, guys. That is that. And like I said, Bitcoin is down, so to see Casper down, no big deal. But going back again to the stock market, US stock market, if it starts to roll over, maybe we'll see the pullbacks in crypto pause, start to move higher as stocks roll over. Time will tell, guys. Time will tell. But Bitcoin is in a very strong uptrend. The stock market is both also in a very strong uptrend. So that is the overall trend is much higher right now and has been for a while now for US stocks as well as cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So not too much to talk about here on Casper. I'm not talking about upper price targets right now. Go back and watch the last Casper video. We talked about that. Same with XRP. And we mentioned a little bit in Bitcoin, but not too much. So quick Sunday wrap up. Maybe we'll catch you later in another video this Sunday evening. We'll see. All right, guys, take care.